Recording.
All right. So now that we've got most everything done, there's one last thing I wanted to show you. Is on the camera itself, this button itself runs the shutter speed. So as you can see, it goes up and down. Something's not turned on. Oh yeah, there we go. It goes up and down. Actually, when it thinks it's flash, I don't think it'll actually go past 200. So anyway. And then aperture, there's no other wheel. So what you have to do is actually hold down this button that's next to this symbol right there. Hold that down, and now that same wheel actually runs the aperture. You can see it goes up and down. It actually took me about 10 minutes and to look at a video tutorial to figure out how the hell to do that because it was not obvious. So I thought I'd show you guys. So again, aperture is just this button and the wheel. Shutter speed is just the wheel without hitting the button. There you go. Okay, so moving on to framing. Let's go ahead and I'm going to show you just first. What you want to do is you want to make sure that you're photographing the whole person from toe all the way to head. Amanda's here. When you're at the camera, we're just going to set our focal length, anywhere from 35 millimeter to 50 millimeter. No less, no more. Typically, I think given your range, you're going to be closer to that 35 mark or maybe that 40, 45 mark. We'll look here in just a minute. So basically, most people are going to be around this height. Some of the coaches, however, as you probably know, they're like this freaking tall. So I'm 6 feet tall. So basically, we're going to set our focal length to where we get something about here, all the way down to right before the toes. So right about there. All of the foot, all of this stuff should be in the frame. Okay, it doesn't matter if it's more or less when the little kids, because the little kids are honestly going to only fill this part of the frame from here down to the floor. Some even smaller, and that's okay. The resolution of the cameras is more than sufficient. I use this exact same camera for doing the Little League sports up here as well. We're good. The resolution will work for that. So you don't have to fill the frame. You're not zooming in and out on everybody. You're just going to set it and forget it. You're going to set it to here, and then you're going to use that focal length for everyone all day long. Okay, now let's set the actual focal length. We're going to come back over here, and we're about this right here at this, and I'm going to set that to about right there. I'm going to take a picture so it's in my screen. So there we go. So there is the toe all the way to above the head. This is probably even farther than we need to be. Let's look at our actual focal length. Our focal length is at 20. That's too wide. That's not going to do it. So let's go ahead. Let's start at 35. Let's start there because that's the minimum number that we want to use. So let's start there. And if I have to, we're just going to back up until I can use 35. So I'm going to have to maybe back up. Here we go. Let's start right here. There we go. Still not quite far enough. There we go. Back here. That's just about right there. So I'm going to take that picture. There we go. I know that this is about the right spot. And if you look here on the back again, you are golden. You are. So there's your toe. You could even go in maybe just a little bit, except for that super tall coach. So now what we're going to do is you can leave your light where it is. That doesn't matter. Just bring yourself back here. There you go. Once you get the hang of this, you can actually bring that light back just a little bit. It will change your exposure, so you have to reset. But that first time using this light system, just kind of leave it there. You should be okay. Bring it back here if you want to. In fact, here, let's just do that. Let's just bring it back here. I know for a fact, and we're just going to check our exposure real quickly. Might as well. Right. There we go. So there's that. And our model left to move something for me, so. Now she's back. There she is. All right. So here's the best part about a wireless system, especially when you can control the power here, is now all of a sudden we're back a little bit farther. And so I'm going to get that target back out. And I'm going to have my model do it. I'm at 35 still. There's that. Again, you want to make sure that that target's at the very front of those feet. And we're going to take this off. We're going to frame that like we're supposed to. And look at our histogram. All right, so basically now you can notice your histogram is exactly what I said it was going to be. It came down and it's all just a little bit too much now. So instead of even changing power, I'm actually going to change our aperture by I'm going to go down like a third of a stop. This camera does 3, so 5, 6 to 8 is actually 1 stop. We're going to go down 1/3 stop to 7.1. We're going to do it again. There's our histogram, and there you go. That's perfect. And so you can see just moving that light back 3 feet, about 1/3 stop. That's not always going to be a third stop, but in this case it was. Or you could have moved this up. But remember, the higher the power, the lower your battery, the less you'll be able to use your battery. The higher the power, the longer the recycle time. Now these do have, as you go, a really good recycle time. Just don't go super fast. Don't do this. Just don't go really fast, because that second one will be a little bit darker. As you can see here, there is the last one that we just took. Oop, hold on. There's that last one we just took. And if you go back, tilt the camera this way. There you go. That's not too bad. And that was actually pretty damn fast. So, you know, these cameras do a very good job, or these lights rather. But again, don't go too fast, because you're gonna tell the kid to do something a little bit different that second time anyway. So, all right, there you have that. And once you get your 35, I would just stick with 35. That way you can be as close as possible without being too far away. Once you set your lens at 35, take a piece of tape and actually tape it. You should have tape in your kit. You know, that don't use duct tape, please. Always just use the painter's tape or the gaffer's tape, and just tape that focus ring all the way down. Tape that zoom ring down. And then therefore you can't inadvertently go in and out, because you're going to hold your QR card to photograph it anyway. And the lenses that you have should focus that close as long as you get those cards in there. So anyway, that's it.